Saxby.
Thank you, Mrs Cummings, and it's a pleasure to serve under your chair. And I want to congratulate my honourable friend Anne Devon MP, the member for Torbay, for bringing this important debate today, as I always appreciate the opportunity to talk about the challenges of rural transport. In 1964, Northern Devon lost the train line between Bideford and Barnstaple. The actual tracks weren't lifted until 20 years later, and now the area boasts the fantastic Tarka Trail for walkers and cyclists. And whilst the Tarka Trail is a great resource for local communities and visitors alike, the distances in rural areas and changeable weather mean that it is not a practical commute for all but a very hardy and fit few commuters. Over the last few years, hundreds of homes have been built between Bideford and Barnstaple, with hundreds more planned in the upcoming years. We absolutely need this housing, but it does put pressure on our infrastructure. In rural North Devon, our transport infrastructure is limited, and for the 10-mile route between Bideford and Barnstaple, it essentially consists of the B3233 through Flemington or the single carriageway A39. Without traffic, the journey should take 15 to 20 minutes by car, 29 minutes on the bus, but commuter traffic often pushes these times up to well over an hour, causing much frustration and clogging these roads on a daily basis. Bringing back a train connection between Bideford and Barnstaple would do much to prevent this congestion and give communities affordable and environmentally friendly ways to reach Barnstaple and further afield by connecting the route all the way to Exeter. I'm fortunate that I have an active group who have put a significant amount of work into this possible rail line. Part of the Devon and Cornwall Rail Partnership, the Tarka Rail Association is one of the longest established community rail partnerships in the country since its formation in 1977. Championing the interests of users of the Tarka line, its 12 stations and their communities between Exeter and Barnstaple. In 2021, the association formally adopted what's known as the ACE Rail Campaign, named after the Atlantic Coast Express, which until 1964 came from London Waterloo to serve Barnstaple, with an onward portion for Bideford in the neighbouring constituency of the Right Honourable Member for Torridge and West Devon. ACE Rail now stands for the Atlantic Coast Exeter Railway, and the campaign's aims are to have a transformational rail service linking Northern Devon with the county's capital city by doubling the service frequency from hourly to half-hourly and increasing the speed of journeys to compete with cars with an additional express limited stop service connecting Exeter Central with Barnstaple in 50 minutes, rather than the present 75. The difference the development of this line would bring cannot be understated. Whilst it would obviously lessen congestion, it would go further by connecting the area with opportunities that are currently out of reach. We already know that limited transport options limit rural productivity. If we support rural productivity and improve connections to these areas, we could add an estimated £43 billion to our economy. As co-chair of the APPG for cycling and walking, I am keen that as many people as possible have access to spaces where they feel confident to travel actively. Due to the narrow nature of a few pinch points on this route, it would not be possible to maintain the Tarka Trail as it is and develop a new rail line. I am keen that instead of sticking to the historic route, we look at a different line that more directly links Barnstaple to Bideford, rather than following that mainly coastal route that was there originally. Having previously submitted a bid for Coombe Rail connecting Barnstaple to Braunton, a bid that sadly did not move forward, I know there is huge support in North Devon for expanding our rail network. That previous bid lacked a viable connection to the main Barnstaple station. However, the Bideford connection would directly join up the two largest towns in Northern Devon and onto Exeter. And we need to find ways to ensure that rural Britain's connectivity does not lag even further behind our more urban constituencies. I do hope that the department considers reopening the Restoring Your Railway Fund to new bids. My North Devon constituency would benefit considerably from this route, and I hope that the Minister takes this ask seriously. He's also very welcome in North Devon. I'd always bring wellies, so that my community can reduce its reliance on cars and take advantage of the many benefits that this train line could